Seel?
He did a really nice job. He came in, didn't skip a beat. Look, Marquise can be a really good football player in this league. After the Rams game, felt like he needed to take a step back and just kind of absorb a little bit more. And now he's getting his opportunity. And obviously, first game went pretty good.
Rookie defensive tackles have made some strides over the last month or so. What did you see from those guys, particularly in the run game?
The biggest thing is they're learning in terms of the different blocking combinations that they can get. It's a lot more complex than what they would have saw in college. And they're doing a really nice job disengaging faster than when it first started. So they've gotten better every week. They're very deliberate in everything they've been doing, and we're obviously really excited about their trajectory.
On that last play, their last offensive play, are you thinking tendencies? Who Jalen Hurts likes to go to in that situation? What's going through your head on fourth down?
Well, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of recall, a lot of notes on that little sheet I have in my hand. And back in 23, we were set in the same situation, 2x2, little hook route to the tight end. Not saying that that's what we were thinking. It's just one of those recall moments. But they are who they were at that moment, and we had, you play your odds, you play your numbers, you play the down and distance, and luckily it worked out.
Last time you faced Seattle, you gave up 13 points. They ran the ball well, and you didn't force any turnovers. When you look back at your game plan from that game, do you feel like I need to be more aggressive to force turnovers, or 13 points is 13 points?
No, we need to do better on third down, and which means we need to do better on first and second down in terms of limiting the leaky yardage that we allowed. It felt like after the first quarter we settled in and played the run game very well. There was a couple of plays early in the game. Obviously, the 3rd and 2 that went for 30 yards, the 3rd and 17 that inflated the numbers more than we would have liked. But overall, felt like we really settled in the last 3 quarters with regard to the run game. What we weren't very happy about was our third down performance, and that's where, in every game, when you could look at it, when offense is struggling on third down and defense is struggling on third down, you're going to end up in a situation where they're hogging the ball, and it's going to be hard to score. We were fortunate that we only gave up 13 points, and we're going to have to play a lot better to keep it that way.
Robert, on that note, what are the challenges or benefits of playing a team twice in such a short amount of time?
I'm not sure. There's not a lot of new information. Obviously, we're their last game, and so you take what you have. They've had 2 weeks to kind of self-scout and come up with new things, and so there's going to be some things that we have not seen and that they have not shown on tape. That's the benefit of having the number 1 seed. But at the same time, when it's a division opponent, them. The players know each other. They know how they feel. They know the blocking. There's just a familiarity. So it's always going to come down to a couple of plays that decide the game. So
there's so much talk about culture in this organization when it comes to John talking about it and Kyle a little bit. I'm curious, did the culture here change at all while you were away, or did you come back to the same place?
Good question, man. Culture to me is always about the people. It's not the words; it's the people. And I think John and Kyle have done an outstanding job staying true to the people they want in this building. That goes from coaches, staff members. I mean, everybody, including players. And I think when you bring in the type of person you want, the culture will easily form itself. That makes sense. And I think they've done a really nice job staying disciplined to that. And that locker room was filled with people built of the right character.
At the start of the season, I asked you, what was your realistic expectation for a defense that was so young, that of course has only gotten younger? Are you surprised at all with how they've been able to play when you think of the tackle Marquise Seel made on Saquon Barkley, or how Stout has been able to make an impact out there? Has it been surprising to you with the youth and how much they've been able to produce?
No. Coach Bradley says it all the time that the mother of learning is repetition, right? And So you trust that if they get enough reps, if they keep getting reps, and they're deliberate in their reps, and they're learning from their mistakes, you naturally are going to get better. Now, how fast they get better is you never know, but it's not surprising that a guy like Stout has improved throughout the year. He's banked, I don't know how many reps, but he's got all the practice reps, OTAs, training camp, practices, game reps, and he's been put in some really critical situations throughout the entire season. And he's getting more and more confident with what he's being asked to do. He's recognizing more and more what offenses are trying to do, and he's learning. And so naturally they're going to get better. And so it's exciting to see. We've done it before with young guys, and the whole league has always seen, like, the more young guys play, the faster they get. So it's exciting to see them, but it's not surprising.
A lot has been. It seemed like your communication in this game was really good. Wallow, Kendricks, and then in between series, I saw you on the bench talking to the guys. Did you feel the need to, be more communicative between series because you do have a young group and the stakes are pretty high?
No. First off, Johnny, KJ, they just an outstanding job preparing those two, and credit to Wallow and Kendricks with how hard they've worked since they've got here to get brought up to speed. So an outstanding job in terms of preparation. And Kendricks is a veteran. And Wallow's a veteran. They have a natural feel for football, and thought they did a great job with communication. We had a lot of things this week to try to, from a schematic standpoint, and just we were making a lot of adjustments on the sideline, and those guys were able to absorb it. The guys were very, very. They were locked in, all three levels, and They really made it an easy game to coach because of, they were completely locked in, so they made it easy. No, you're okay, bud. Go ahead.
In a week this tight, have you interviewed for any head coaching positions this week?
No, not yet.
Scheduled this week before. I know this is the week you
They're
do it.
for Sunday.
Sunday.
A lot has been made about Fred's practice window opening. What interactions have you had with him, and what was the vibe when he stepped on the practice field yesterday?
Fred, I'm just pure energy. Fred's the ultimate energy giver, and so just having him out there is awesome. And so we, yesterday was a little bit more tempo down, but today, obviously with higher tempo, it'll be fun to get him out there, see him running around.
After the game, Eric Kendricks gave KJ a lot of credit for working extra with him. Did you know that was happening behind the scenes, or did you see that extra work that they were putting into that game?
Yeah, that's the assistant linebackers coach is responsible for anyone new in the building to just make sure they're getting caught up while the position coach is working with the guys who are getting ready to play. So KJ's put in a lot of hours with Eric and Wallow, for that matter, to get them up to speed, and when it was their time to step into the week, it goes to Johnny, and like I said, that's why both of them just outstanding job in preparation over the last month with those two.
Kendrick always talks about having to save Christian from himself sometime because of how much he loves the game. Is there any of that between you and Fred Warner?
Give that to me one more time.
Like, he has to save Christian from himself because of how much he loves the game and how much he loves himself. Any of that between you and Fred?
No. Okay. Fred, I think it's different. Christian, obviously he's a high volume back. Where on defense, it's just different. You guys, go ahead, Grant.
Kendricks probably isn't the player he was a few years ago. At one time, he was one of the best linebackers in the league, and I would imagine his professionalism and his communication still carries over. How nice is it to have that caliber of pro on the field?
Oh, it is. I think it's a force multiplier, right? Like his communication creates a calm to all three levels of the defense, gets people lined up, and that's where communication can excel at its fastest and or be at its best. And I thought, like I said, he was outstanding with regards to all the checks. I'm not sure he could be much better. Hopefully, he can duplicate it this week.